Thank you for this opportunity. I am Iiyoshi of Kyoto University. Professor Liu, his talk really impressed me. Well, only this morning I was told what he was going to talk, and I did not know any details, so I was very much impressed here, listening to his presentation. 3 years ago, I came back to Japan and I joined the faculty of Kyoto. I was in US for 20 years, and I was at MIT for the last 3 years in US, to be honest. Harvard. Well, I went to MIT in 2008 or 9, and Harvard it has been using technology. I knew that Harvard was a pioneer. Concerning online education, before the start of the MOOC, the Harvard was not one of the top-notch about the use of technology before the start of the MOOC. But today, as you heard today, there are 63 MOOC courses available, and you also have blended courses. And during the past 5 years or so, Harvard transformed a lot thanks to efforts made by the Professor Liu and the commitment by the leadership of the university, Harvard University. I was especially impressed by the fact that you have wonderful core commitment. And concerning the creation of the content for MOOC, it's more about the technology. But the more important is how you are going to make MOOC content meaningful for the educational purposes. And you can make 63 courses, but more important is that you make sure that the 63 courses are effective as learning experiences. And talking about our center in comparison to the Box Center, Box Center has a history of 40 years. Our center has a history of 20 years. So it's coming of the age for our center, 20 years old. And the Box Center is in its middle age, as we were discussing yesterday. And meaning a middle-aged organization means that it's quite mature. And the Kyoto University has only one MOOC course instead of 63, meaning that the Kyoto University MOOC is only 1 year old. But I know it's more about the quantity. Of course, the Kyoto University wants to increase the number of the courses, but the first one must be a very good one, as you heard from Professor Liu. It's about the educational experience. And what can we learn by providing MOOC? We need to have a clear understanding. Otherwise, although you can make many similar courses of MOOC, just like cookie cutters, you can simply increase the number of the courses, but you cannot deepen the educational experiences. Our center relatively has a long history. And so far, we have focused on the conventional roles as teaching and learning center of Kyoto University. But, well, during the past couple of years, we had 4 the specific activity in which we served as a national hub for similar organizations in Japan under the sponsorship of the national government. One of them was faculty development. We are Type B, the faculty development, which is based on the community of faculties. In conducting this, we have international, national, local, meaning Kansai, and university level activities, 4 different levels of activities. And we have done a lot. I know that many of the participants are familiar with what we have done at the center, but these are the outcomes. Until this March, we had to play a role, and we will be relieved from the mission. Of course, it's quite unfortunate because this was because the government or Ministry of Education changed its mind about how the FD is going to be done. As you heard from Professor Kitano, now we have a different grant where we are allowed to seek for a different direction about education. Sometimes you lose your job, but on another place you are given another opportunity, just like any deity can do. Give you both good fortune and bad fortune, and whenever we face difficulty, we are ready to catch another opportunity. So Professor Liu arrived at Kansai International Airport. On the same day, we were given the notice that the government is going to give us another round of grant, and this is thanks to the relationship we have with Professor Liu, perhaps. So these are the training workshops, and for graduate schools, we do have a lot of programs. When I was at Carnegie, I have been involved in this kind of project. And also at the center, we have been focusing on online use for the community of practice of the faculty, so that the various teaching experiences, best practices can be shared by the faculty. We have a kind of a gallery to share information so that peer review can be done. And this is a kind of a handmade faculty development community. Yesterday, Professor Liu said that at Harvard, you have so many short-term communities, and we also are doing the same thing nationwide in Japan. And this is the e-portfolio we prepared. When I was at MIT, I convinced MIT professors to do the same. This is Heinz Miller, a professor of mathematics, who agreed to do it that way. And what is the situation of ICT and learning at Kyoto University? And there are several components at Kyoto. You will hear the detail from Professor Mino later. This is PANDA. This is an acronym of the learning management system at Kyoto University. And this one is called Sakai. This is an open course. And we have the open courseware. And you can see the picture of the new president of Kyoto University. It started 2006, and we have 8 years. I think Kyoto University is one of the best in providing good open courses. Professor Tosa has been the pioneer. Talking about the open courseware, we make things open, and we have to think about the effective way of using it. Some are done in English language, and it can be utilized again to make it into the academic English listening skill building material. So reusing of OCW is also another focus. And today's moderator is Professor Matsushita, and she has been involved in the research ethics education in Japan. The research ethics is a big topic. So some of the contents are quite valuable, and we give priority in opening them on the OCW. And Harvard was the pioneers of edX, and Kyoto was the first Asian university who was invited to join edX. You may know it. Coursera, first of all, invited us to join, and myself and 2 others were saying that the edX is better. And the President Matsumoto was persuaded by us. I gave him a lot of explanation, and this is a chronicle I cited to convince our president. I said that the edX is better, personally, because, as you heard from Professor Liu, the member university of edX of collaboration committed to the innovation of education. If it's only about preparing a MOOC, it doesn't care which organization you're going to join. But edX is a non-profit organized by universities. And the MOOC should be able to satisfy our mission to offer better education. We joined edX, and things are quite difficult. And the speed is much slower than I expected when it comes to the collaboration among different universities.